Right. Now we are going to look at example 14. So in example 14 it says the length x mm to the nearest the length x millimeter to the nearest millimeter of a random sample of pine cone is measured. The data is shown below. So this is the table that they are given. First thing we have to identify which type of data is this. So as we can see, we know they have given us frequencies, so it has to be some kind of a frequency table. And then when we check, we can see that in the x, or in the x column, they are giving us ranges, right? So 30 to 31, 32 to 33, 34 to 36, 37 to 39, which means this is a grouped frequency table, right? So this is a grouped frequency table. Next thing we have to identify is whether this grouped frequency table is continuous or discrete. So how we find that is like this. As you can see in our first class, so each of these range we call it a class, right? So in the first class you can see the range ends with a 31, but the second range starts with a 32, which means there is a break in the data, right? Suppose you get a data 31.5, you can't record it in the first class, you can't record it in the second class, right? So that's how we figure out if it is continuous or not. If it is continuous, the first range ends at a 31, the second range will start at a 31, not at a 32, which means this is a discrete grouped frequency table, right? And now they are asking us to find the mean, median and mode. So let's go with the mode first. So model class. So in frequency table, grouped frequency tables, they will call this the model class. So when we go and see the when we go and see the frequencies, can see the highest frequency is 30 and the class is 34 to 36. So that is our model class. So the class with the highest frequency becomes the model class. Next, we have to find out cumulative frequencies, but it's already given to us, so no need to calculate it. Now we need to find mean. So previously when we did mean for frequency tables, you have noticed that we multiplied the x value with the frequencies and then added, right? But here they are giving us x values in a range. So which value to take, whether we multiply 30 times 2 or 31 times 2, difficult to figure out, right? So to make it easy, what we do is we calculate the midpoint, which now becomes the new x values to calculate the mean. Midpoint calculation is simple. In the first row, the class is 30 to 31, right? So we add these two, 30 plus 31 divided by 2. For the next range, 32 plus 33 divided by 2. 34 plus 36 divided by 2. 37 plus 39 divided by 2. So 30 plus 31 divided by 2, this is going to be 30.5. Look at the calculator, please. Don't do it like this. See, don't write this as a whole. You can see the answer is different, right? So the correct way to do this is 30 plus 31 press equal and then divide by 2. You have seen the answer is very much different, right? Previously we got some 45 point something, now we are getting 30.5. So 30.5 is the correct answer. Okay, so like this, let's get the cumulative frequencies, sorry, the midpoints for all the other ranges. So here it is 32.5, here it is 35, here it will be 38. So now we have got the midpoints. Now what we do is, for the first row, the midpoint is 30.5 multiplied with the frequency plus 32.5 multiplied with the frequency of 25 plus 35 multiplied with the frequency of 30 plus 38 multiplied with the frequency of 13. And then just like the frequency tables, we are going to divide this by the cumulative frequency total, which is 70, which means our mean now becomes 34.54. So first we multiply and add. You can do it like this. As you can see, 30.5 times 2, you can use brackets, 32.5 times 25 plus 35 times 30 plus 38 times 13, press equal, and then divide this by 70. You can see we are getting 34.54. So this is how we calculate mean for grouped frequency table, right? Now the complicated part when it comes to grouped frequency tables is the median. Okay, so previously in the notes we have seen the formula to calculate the grouped frequency table median. Okay, so this is how we are going to do it. So the normal generally median, the formula is sigma f divided by n, right? So cumulative frequency total divided by n. So 70 divided by n, it is going to be 70 divided by sigma f divided by 2. So 70 divided by 2 is going to be 35. Okay, so 35, or we take the 35th value. So let's do it like this. So 35th value. Okay, now we go to the cumulative frequencies and check. So we know the first row cumulative frequency is 2, second row 27, third row it is 57. So when we look at, we will know that 35 is going to be in between 27 and 57, somewhere in between these two values. So from this range we consider always the highest value, 57, and the x value or the range given to us in this row is 34 to 36. Now this is the problem. The problem is we are getting median in a range. This is wrong. We should always get median as one value. So to get median as one value, we have to use a formula. The formula is lower boundary of median class plus n by 2 minus cumulative frequency of class before median class divided by the frequency of median class multiplied by the class width. Okay, so this is the formula. Pretty lengthy, but don't worry, this formula will be given to you in the exam. You just need to know how to apply it. Okay, so let's see how to apply this. So we found that our median range was 34 to 36, right? 34 to 36. So previously as discussed, this data is not continuous, right? Discrete. But to find median, we need to make it continuous. So how do we make this continuous? We find the class boundaries. How do we find class boundaries? 34 to 36, out of this, from the lowest is 34, we minus 0.5, the highest is 36, so we add 0.5. So our class boundaries are 33.5 to 36.5, right? Then in the formula we are required to use the class width. So how do we find class width? class width is equal to from this class. So how do we calculate the class width? So the class width, how we calculate this is class width from the class boundaries, which is the highest value 36.5, right? So 36.5 minus the 33.5 is the next value in the class boundary. So 36.5 minus 33.5, we are going to get a class boundary of 3. Now we have to apply this median formula. So why are we applying this median formula? Because the median is given as a, we got the median as a range. We need to find one value for the median, right? So median, the first value is lower boundary of median class. So these are the class boundaries of the median class, out of which what is the highest value, what is the lowest value? 33.5, right? So that is the first value in the formula. So 33.5 plus n by 2. N by 2 basically means the original median formula, when we applied, what is the value we got? 35th value we got, right? So that becomes the n by 2 value here. Next, 27. How did we got this 27? So in the formula it says cumulative frequency of class before median class. When we go and look at the table, as you can see, the median class is 34 to 36 in the table, right? The class above it is 32 to 33. So the class above it is 32 to 33. In this class or in this row, what is the cumulative frequency? 27. So that is the second value in the inside the bracket. So 35 minus 27, and then it says frequency of median class. So again, go back to the table. The median class is 34 to 36. The frequency in this range is 30. So divide this by 30 multiplied by 3. What is 3? Class width. So in the formula it says class width. So multiply this by the class width. So 35 minus 27. Press equal. We are going to get 8. Divide this by 30. Press equal. We got some decimal answer. So now the bracket part is done. Now we multiply this by 3. Again we got an answer 0.8. Now what I am going to do is 33.5 plus answer, press equal. We got 34.3. That is our median. So I hope you have understood how to calculate mean, median and mode for grouped frequency table.